I actually have my father-in-law that lives with us, and so we kind of count him in the mix. So I have two girls and two boys, and my oldest is a freshman in high school, and my youngest is a first grader. And so I actually have my father-in-law that lives with us, and so we kind of count him in the mix. So I have two girls and two boys, and my oldest is a freshman in high school, and my youngest is a first grader. And so I actually have my father-in-law that lives with us.
Yeah, I think we're hearing the live stream at the same time.
Yeah, that was me. I just turned it off. I was making sure my mind went blank about the live. Sorry.
I was thinking, why is Tara repeating herself?
My mouth stopped moving. So yeah, my kids have me running, and my father-in-law lives with us, and so that's a lot of fun too. He's the other day I went downstairs between meetings because we're all virtual as well, and he is a collector, and he collects he has an adult tricycle, and it's actually electric. So he rides his bike each day to Goodwill. And I think he's gearing up to head out to Goodwill, and he makes his little rounds and finds little trinkets and little things that he can go and sell. And he goes to a flea market, a local flea market, and sells them. And so he was downstairs with his camera, and he's a veteran as well. And so he says, Mija, will you show me how do I use this camera? What do I do with it? Does it work? He was getting it ready to sell. And it turns out there was a whole bunch of pictures on there from the person that turned in the camera at Goodwill. And so we were like, let's delete those pictures. So little things, you never know, right? How you can help out. And I'm just excited to work with you guys. So.
Yeah, thank you, Tara. Yeah, he definitely keeps her on her toes more than the kids do sometimes, I think. So he's keeping her young for sure. I'm going to share my screen and show you a few things that, it says the host disabled.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to do that.
Got it? Okay. Yep. Sorry, Melissa.
No worries.
And I'm going to ask that you're patient with me because I'm going to share my screen in two different ways and kind of flip back and forth. First, I want to remind you all about our, just show you our app search tool by showing you this particular app and where the review is on it and how you can read more about it. It is a free one, so we encourage you to download it. If you don't like it, you can always delete it. You've lost no money on it. And it is available for Android and Apple. So let's show you this first. Okay, so this is our app search tool, and you can see here that I just searched for Genius and pulled up Genius Scan, and that's the name of the app that we're going to talk about today. So like I said, it is free. It's available for Android and Apple devices. If you want to read more about it, you are welcome to kind of check this out. Some people really like to look into it before they download. We do have a good review here about the basic usage of the app, but I'm going to give you an overview today. And I also have some PDF directions that you can print out that Melanie has, and I can send those to you again, Melanie, if you need them, but I have PDF directions for Apple and for Android. So if you have an Apple phone, you'll have a certain set of directions that you'll need to ask Melanie for, and you can look through the pictures and screenshots and written directions of how to download this and how to use the app. And then the same for Android. So if you get your apps from the Google Play Store, then you're going to have a different way to download this app. And we have pictures and screenshots of that to help you out because it is a little different between the two devices. But today I'm going to show you on an iPhone. You can see we also have a couple of videos here that you can watch that are kind of helpful. So I'm going to, this is what the icon looks like. This orange, for you that can't see it, it's an orange block with, it kind of looks like a shutter lens. A white design makes a circle, and there's like an opening in the middle, like a camera shutter would look. So let me switch to my phone here. Let me find the right window. There we go. Okay, so this is actually my phone that you're looking at, and I've put this all on just one screen so you can see, again, for those of you that can see the video, this is what the Genius Scan icon looks like. I've already downloaded it. You do not have to make an account for this app. So once you download it, you can just start using it, which is a great feature, I think. I feel like sometimes it's really frustrating to want to try something new, and then they make you go through creating an account and all of that. This app does not do that. You can download it and be using it just in a few minutes. So when we click on the app, I've used it before, so you can see one of the scans. I actually had a bunch on here and I just deleted some to make it a little less confusing, but it's going to show you here in the very first page, it stores everything that you've ever scanned. And I'm just going to show you what this looks like. This is just a receipt from Publix that I had to scan and send to someone for reimbursement. And so you can see the difference. One of the reasons we talk to people about scanning documents and scanning things that someone might want to print is because when you scan something, it makes it a black and white, very easy to print document. So I know that you have to turn in timesheets. So if you take a picture of your timesheet and you email it to Melanie, when she tries to print that, it's going to have all kind of colors and things in it. It's not going to be very easy to read. Sometimes the pictures may print a little blurry, especially if she tries to print it like a, like a regular letter size. So when you scan something, it is just like putting it on a flatbed scanner. It's going to take that picture and it's going to make it into a printable document, a PDF document. And so it's a lot better quality. You can see this receipt actually has these marks. That one of the reasons I saved this one and to show is because you can see where I kind of crumpled the receipt probably as I was walking out of the store. And then I was like, oh, I forgot I have to scan it. And I tried to flatten it back out. So that's what those gray spots are. But I'm going to show you how you can make a really great scan with just a regular flat piece of paper. And you're going to have to be patient with me because I'm going to stand up and scan something behind me. And I'm purposely going to let you see me scanning because I want you to see how we have a little trick that we use to help us scan. And I'm going to let you see what the app is doing at the same time. So if you look at me where I am right now, you're going to be able to see me physically standing and propping up to scan it. And then on my screen that I'm sharing, you're going to be able to see what the app is doing. So when we want to scan something, you just start here from the beginning, from this first page. This is what it looks like when you open the app. And there's this orange plus sign in the bottom corner. On the Apple, it's on the left. It may be in a different location on the Android one, but it's still this going to be a plus sign and it's asking you to add something new or giving you the option to add something new. So when you click that plus sign, it's going to automatically open your camera. So right now you can see I'm just looking at my keyboard. I haven't stood up yet, but you can see this little spinning circle is getting ready. It knows I want to scan something. So I'm going to show you over here. I'm going to unplug my headphones for a minute so I don't pull the computer off. I'm going to show you over here. We have this really neat way of scanning. This is a paper towel roll. If you have just a regular paper towel roll in your house, you have the perfect thing to be able to scan something, because when I try to scan, my hand is very shaky. And if I put my arm on this paper towel roll, it sets my hand perfectly still. And I'm framed right above the piece of paper. So the piece of paper is right here. I've got it on the table. And you can see the app is making this orange square around the piece of paper. And you probably cannot hear that shutter sound. But once it finds the piece of paper, it actually takes the picture for you. It does the scan for you. So now I'm going to show you. I'm going to have several scans on here because I moved it around and I took several different pictures. So I'm going to click done. And I know my screen share is a little bit behind what I'm actually doing. Let's let it catch up. So sorry, this is me walking back to sit down. Okay, so now when I click done, yes, I know, I'm sorry if I made anybody nauseated on that camera ride there. Okay, let's let it catch up. You all got a little tour of my dining room while I was doing that too. Okay, so once you click done, this is so delayed, I'm sorry. There we go. So once you click done, it's going to show you the document that you scanned. And this is where we are right now. Now, this one looks pretty good. Some of the tips about scanning are, if you noticed, I had it on my empty dining room table. So the paper was white and the table is brown. Putting it on a dark background, or at least a relatively plain background, really helps you get a better scan to begin with. So just think about like moving the clutter out of the way when you're trying to scan something. The other tip, besides propping your arm on the paper towel roll, which we think is genius, we should probably patent that idea because it works perfectly every time. It puts you at the perfect height to scan a letter size document, is to also not to sit down. So if you are trying to sit down and scan something, you're probably not going to have your camera like flat above it. And it's a lot easier if you just stand up and do like I did. So we also tell people, if you do have to sit down, if you can't stand up, then put a chair beside you and put it on a chair beside you so it's lower than you, and then still use something to prop your arm there to keep it still. So you can see, because my hand was still, because of where my hand was located, this made a pretty good scan. If I were to email this to Melanie, she could easily print it out and be able to read all the print there. But if your scan isn't exactly the way you want it, there's this little magic wand in the right corner. When you click on that, it opens up some editing tools for you, just like editing a photo. So maybe I want to recrop it. Maybe I was at the wrong angle and it's kind of weird looking. It takes me back to the original picture, and it gives me a chance to pull on these corners and recrop it. And it even kind of zooms in there so you can see what you're doing, and to change the shape of that. Once you've done that, then you can click done, and it takes you right back to your scan. Now, once I'm done editing this, just click the little X there and close it out. Directions are going to be on those written directions that we send. And this is why, because there are several steps to be able to do this, and we don't expect you to all get it the first time we walk through it. And honestly, you really have to practice on your own to get good with this, which is why we recommend this free app, because anybody can download it and try it out. So once you've done that, then I'm down here in the very, very bottom. It's kind of hard to see because I'm on an iPhone. The share button looks like a square with an arrow pointing up. That's the Apple share button. So if I want to email this to somebody, I can click on that and it will open it. It'll open up all these options for me. Now you can see here on the format, it says PDF. It's already scanned it. A PDF is something that anybody can usually print from their computer. It prints very easily. It transfers very easily. It's a very common file people use. So like I said, if I were to email this to Melanie, even though she and I don't have the same kinds of computers or anything like that, she should be able to print it very, very easily. And then it asks you if you even want to make a password for it. So if you were sending something that might be kind of sensitive, you could create a password and the person would have to use a password to open it up. You can click lots of other apps to choose from. And here it's going to look at all the different apps that I have on my phone and ask me which one of these I want to use. So just lots of different ways. I could even put it in DocuSign, which is another way where you can sign a document electronically. We can go over that eventually too if you want. So lots of different ways to save it, send it to people. I can even text it, whatever I need to do. So again, this one, I know it seems like a lot of steps, but it is a really, really simple to use in the world of scanning. Now, once I've decided, maybe I don't want to send it right now, maybe I do, I don't know. But once I hit this little back arrow at the top, you're going to see that that document is there. And it automatically saves that document as whatever date and time you scanned it. So you can always open it up. You can click up here. Oh, well, it has all those. Let's do that. You can change the name of it through editing, I believe. I think it's different on Android and Apple, so I'm not going to show you right now, but you can actually change the name of it, and then you can say, well, I want to scan 5 or 6 pages and then save them, and I'm going to email them later or whatever, and it's going to save them all for you. And everything I'm doing here is on the free version. They do have a paid version. But we don't recommend that you pay anything for it, because for your basic needs, the free version is going to be enough. And I'm going to show you something else too about downloading apps, just to give you an idea. I don't know why I stopped my screen share. I need to show you that on my phone. So if you have an Apple phone like this, you know that you go into, or an iPad, you go into the Apple Store. So the Apple Store is the one that looks, the App Store. Where's my App Store at? Oh, this is my work phone. Maybe the App Store is not on here. They took it off, didn't they, Tara? So the App Store looks like an A with, it's blue with an A. Let me switch the shares here. Sorry about that. I forgot that I'm on my, let's do this anyway. Okay, so the App Store is going to look like an A, and Google Play looks like this. I'm going to show you what the Google Play Store looks like. So when you go to the Google Play Store, if you can see here on the top of my screen, on your phone, you're going to have an icon. If you have an Android phone, on your icon, you're going to have this little arrow that's multicolored. One thing that we like to remind people about the Google Play Store, and for some reason, Apple doesn't seem to do this as much, but if you have an Android phone and you've ever tried to download any apps, you might notice that they give you a prompt that makes it look as if you have to have a credit card in there. And that's actually not the case. I don't know why they do that, and it's very confusing for people. So you can download free apps without ever putting any kind of credit card or payment information in there. And when it gives you that prompt, there's an option to skip it. And it's very, very tiny in the very bottom. And we just like to let people know that, by the way, you can skip that. You don't have to do that part. And so you don't have to have any money in there. We've had several people who say, like, I wanted to download this, but then it was asking me for money and it says it's free and I don't know why. And they just get frustrated and they stop. So I'm going to show you really quick on my phone here now that I have this. Sorry about that.
Amy, I have a question really quickly.
Yeah, of course.
If we were to send them the link to the Bridging Apps site where Genius Scan is, if they hit download, does it automatically take them to the app in their app store?
Yes,
Okay.
It does. And I'll show that too in just a minute. Thank you for reminding me of that, because if you're looking at it on your phone, you're going to automatically be taken to the spot. I wanted to show you this. This is my Android phone screen over here on the right. And you can see the little Android, the Play Store here. And when you click on that, it's going to open up this place to search. Sorry, I'm clicking on the computer screen instead of the actual phone. And here I search Genius Scan app, and I've already downloaded it on this one. So you can you can see that it just says to open, but any of these, if I wanted to get them and it's free, when I click install, it's going to give me that. It'll give me this message, and I don't know that it does it every time, but it does it every few times. So just so you know that I feel bad when people say like, oh, no, I don't want it now because it's asking me for money. So just so you know that you can skip that. Again, it's just kind of a thing that Google does. We don't know why, but just to give you that little heads up. And yes, I'm going to show you where the on our app search. I'm sorry, I told you I'd be skipping around a lot. We have so much to share here. Let's see. Where's that screen?
While Amy's doing that, I will just tell you how convenient it is to have things scanned and have them already saved in your phone. Like, for example, you can password protect some of the things. Like, I know my kids play sports, and my husband, sometimes I'm helping him fill out things or turn in documents, and maybe you need to include a copy of your birth certificate or some of those documents that you don't want people to see. You can password protect those with just like maybe 4 digits, but it's really nice to already have those. Maybe you keep those things tucked away, even in a safe deposit box. No, I'm mixing up the words, but maybe you can't always get to those, but it's nice to know that you could have it on your phone in a secure spot and you don't always have to go back and make a scan of it. It's saved. And like I said, there is an option with the free that you can password protect it. So that's super helpful. I can't tell you how many times I've just been able to go to my scanning app and pull things up without having to run in. Where did I save that again? Or where is it?
Yeah, and talk to people. Oh, go ahead, Melanie.
I was just going to add too, like one of the things that recent like natural disasters has made me think about. So, we're looking at Hurricane Ida that just hit Louisiana and then caused all the flooding in New York. So in those emergency type situations, you're not actually, if you were in that situation and had to leave or evacuate, you may not be thinking, oh, I need to grab my social security card, or I need my passport or birth certificates. But when we think back, to Katrina many years ago, people were away from their homes for a long period of time, and they needed those documents in order to get assistance, but they didn't have them. And this is a great way to have a backup. So if a tornado hit, now you don't know where your papers are because maybe it had a direct hit on your home. But if you've got a scan of your passport, or you've got a scan of a birth certificate, or a list of prescriptions, or whatever, that is so helpful in those emergency type situations. So not only is scanning documents like this helpful in terms of sending us your timesheets, but also for emergency purposes as well.
That's such a good point. That's absolutely right.
And we had that in Harvey too, where people were they were out of their houses for months and they couldn't go back. And when they did get back, a lot of that stuff was damaged and it was ruined, So, yeah. And we talk to people, even about the simple things. If you are someone who you're managing diabetes or you're on a special regimen by your doctor, I mean, even just having a scan of that information, maybe you go to a new specialist and you want your primary care physician's information, you want to be able to share it with that specialist and say, this is what he has me doing. Then you have that scan of it. You don't have to remember, to take that piece of paper with you when you go to the doctor's office. And because our phones, the security on the phones has gotten so much more advanced and more secure that, if you have a lock on your phone, a password lock, it's going to be difficult. That stuff is going to be pretty well protected. And now even if you lose that phone, you can actually delete your information remotely. So as that stuff becomes more advanced and more sophisticated, we are a little more secure in putting that kind of thing in our phones and having it with us. And I mean, even your vaccination card or, your immunization record or whatever, maybe you need to remember when you got your flu shot or, those kind of things. Also, one thing, just a little tip that we've kind of used with some of the other groups, when you're learning how to do these scanning apps, maybe you don't need to scan your timesheet right now and you're like, oh, it's weeks before I have to do that. Then, one thing to practice is, why don't you handwrite a note or something for one of your children or grandchildren or a friend, and then practice scanning that. And, all the teenagers in our lives have phones.
I can't hear them though. What's going on?
Oh, somebody says they can't hear us. So what I tell people is, handwrite a note or something like that. Write out a recipe that one of your family members really likes, and take a scan of that and text it to them and practice that way and say, hey, I learned how to use this new app and I thought I'd share this recipe with you. Just something to keep you busy and trying out the app so that when it comes time to scan your timesheet, you're not like, how did I do that? I don't remember what those people said about how to do that. So that's just kind of a little way to practice with it. I'm going to show you here what Melanie was talking about. This is our main website, bridgingapps.org. And to go to the app search part, you can find it right here. The fourth thing on this top menu, you can click find an app. And we also have a link to it down here in the middle where you can go to app search. So either one of them takes you to the main app database. And I'm going to show you again, searching up Genius Scan so that you can see how you can buy it. You can get linked to the store directly from your phone. So if you're looking at this bridgingapps.org and you go to the app search, like I just showed you, and then you find Genius Scan, when you're looking at Genius Scan and all of those details I was showing you, right here in the middle, there's a button that says download. If you click on that, it's going to give you the options of the Apple App Store or Google Play. So if I'm looking at this on my iPhone, I can click this link and it will actually take me to the Apple Store. Now I'm on a PC right now, so I can't actually download it, but you can see where it takes me to that App Store preview. So there's no buy button here because it says, you know, it's only available in the App Store for iPhone and iPad, and it knows I'm not on an iPhone right now. But when you are on your phone, there will be that option to buy it. You can look at all of it and you can click just right here. So you never have to separately go into the store. The same thing with the Google Play Store. You know, it will take you directly to that and give you the option of that purchase or install button here. And it actually does it when you're on a PC here, but if I tried to, it would get confused and it would know that I'm not actually on an Android phone, but it shows you the install button here. So yeah, thank you for pointing that out, Melanie. That's really an easy shortcut, you know, for any of the apps that you see on our site.
And I think that's what we'll do, Amy, is we'll send out the link that goes directly to you all's page to this app so that they don't even have to worry about searching or anything. We'll send it out that way so they can just go ahead and click download and choose which device they have.
Perfect. Okay. And I also want to show you really quickly before we finish up. We have something else in Melanie. I'm sorry to just throw this on you, but we actually, because they were talking about healthcare and the caregivers, it really made me think about it. And we've had a lot of questions about people having to do telehealth visits, you know, where your doctor says, oh, you can't come to my office. I want you to meet me on the computer. You know, you have to click a link or you have to download a certain app. So actually right around the beginning of COVID, we started working on, maybe a little before even, we started working on this course to help people understand telehealth. And it's actually geared specifically towards older adults. So if you go back to our bridgingapps.org page, and here we have community. This is the easiest way to get to it. If you click on seniors, we have a lot of resources here that are specifically, like I said, just for your population. We have some app lists, things like that. You can actually watch videos here about setting up your phone. A lot of the videos are exactly what I've been doing. It's just us having a conversation with you, talking you through step by step with images, you know, of how to do things. But then we have this digital house calls. And we have a free course here for you. So if you click on this, it's going to give you more information about digital house calls. And then down here, this button will actually take you to the course. And the course is hosted on a free platform and it's called Udemy. So it's the letter U, D-E-M-Y. And I'm going to click on it just so you can see. And Udemy is kind of like YouTube. It's a free course where you can learn about all different kind of things that you never knew there were videos about. So you can go on and say, I want to learn more about decorating my home. I want to learn more about cooking. I want to learn more about photography, and there are probably free courses. So that's what we've done here is we've made this free course. It was done by Bridging App staff, and it is basically walking you through the things that you might need to be able to do a telehealth visit and to understand why doctors are using those more. And we feel like even when COVID is over, what we're seeing is that telehealth is going to continue. There are going to be lots of situations where your doctor says, you don't need to waste your time coming in. I just need to have a telehealth visit. All those rechecks that you do with your doctor when you're like, why am I going back? I'm fine. Everything's fine. What they gave me worked. The doctor could just have a little video call with you, and instead of wasting, 2 hours getting somewhere, waiting in the lobby and all of that, you've spent maybe 20 minutes. And so I think that that this is going to be really helpful going forward. And again, it's free. You can sign up to take it, and you take it on your own time. It's like watching a YouTube video. You can stop it, pause it. What we have in here is actually a guide. It's kind of like your getting started guide. So by the time you finish the course, you've gotten lots of notes and things about what to do to be prepared for that first telehealth video. So especially if you are a caregiver, maybe you've done it and you're fine with it. You're like, oh, I know how to do that. But maybe you're a caregiver for someone else, or maybe your companion might have to do this for the first time. This is something you could share with them. Anybody can take it. It's absolutely free. like I said, you could sign up for it today and decide you don't want to listen to it, until you need it. It's about an hour long, 55 minutes. And it's just really, I think, a really easy to understand kind of course for you. So we wanted to make you all aware of that. Like I said, telehealth is not going away. People realize that there are so many benefits to it, and we're stuck with it, whether we like it or not. So sometimes I like to go in and just have my doctor actually look at me, and maybe they need to look at my skin or whatever, but there are going to be a lot of situations where this will continue to be used. So we just wanted you to be aware of that. Again, you can get to it from our website, and Melanie, I can send you those exact directions again if you want to send out that link for anybody.
Sure. I just want to point out that the great thing about the Udemy platform is that you can pick and choose. So maybe you're comfortable with setting the appointment, but you're just, something is interesting. Maybe a title is interesting to you, like, for example, Amy's going into the course content now, but maybe getting tech ready. Oh, that's only 4 minutes. Let me watch that and see what that talks about. Just last week, my mom and I met for lunch, and I mentioned this digital house calls to her, and she is not comfortable when it comes to technology. And I mentioned, some of this new course that we did. And I said, Mama, maybe when you get a chance, I'll send this to you and you can watch it as you get ready for virtual visits. And she was so cute. She goes, oh, I've already had virtual visits. And I'm like, you have? I didn't know about that. But of course, we're in this COVID day and age that a lot of providers are offering these virtual visits. She knows that I do it all the time, but I wasn't aware that she was doing it. And so this is something that I could send to her, and maybe she had some anxiety before it started, or did she have everything set up correctly? Or maybe the doctor talked about how he couldn't see her very well. What are some things that she can look at to set up her space? And so she can look at item number 6 and watch that little 3-minute segment. So that's kind of how it's different than YouTube. It is a more closed audience, but it's divided up into sections in a way that you can kind of pick and choose or watch the whole thing. It's really good content.
That's a really good point, Tara. And, just kind of like at the beginning when we were talking about and I can't remember her name now, I'm sorry, the one that we couldn't see her. And I knew I could see the blind open behind her, and so little things like that, like we do this all the time. So I know that it's better to have the light in front of me. But if your doctor needs to look, at a rash or something, he needs to be able to see you. And so little things like that, like setting up, making sure no one's going to come busting in the room, or someone's going to have the TV blasting, while you're on that appointment. And so just little tips that can make a huge difference in how that appointment goes for you. And it cuts your frustration level, because if the doctor's saying, oh, I can't see you, and you don't know what to do to fix it, then that's going to make a frustrating appointment for you, and you're not going to get what you need out of that. So yeah, that's a great point. You don't have to watch all the videos. You can just look at what it says, like what's health and medical readiness, or maybe you just want to skip to the summary and then say, oh, maybe I need to go back and listen to something else they talked about. So we wanted you to know, because again, it's free, just something that we have out there. And I'll make sure, Melanie, that you have the link for that too.
Perfect.
So thank you for letting me share that. Sorry, I should have mentioned to you yesterday that I wanted to share it, but
no, I think that's great. I had throughout the pandemic, I had to have a virtual visit with the doctor too, because I needed to see someone pretty quickly, and with the pandemic, getting an appointment was a little tough. So I did a virtual visit. And I think you're right, Amy. As we get closer to going back to what pre-pandemic normal was, I don't think that, this telemedicine will go away. I think for quick things, if you've got a sniffle or you need a Z-Pack sent to the pharmacy, probably not going to make an appointment for that, but we still want to see you just to make sure. And that's an easy telemedicine appointment. So I think the more we prepare people to be able to use this technology the right way and get the most out of it, the better.
Yeah, and it's so confusing. There are lots of different platforms out there, and we've been researching this, and then I had to do one for my daughter, and the one she told me I needed to download, I was like, I've never heard of that, and we're doing this, so we know that just so many platforms are popping up, and it's hard to keep up with, and what this does is kind of explain to you. So if they email you a link, you know, how you can access that, or if they say you have to download an app, how to do that. And so it does kind of help unmuddy the waters a little bit, you know, with as much information as we have right now at this point. So yeah, I think it will be helpful. So yeah, we appreciate you letting us share. Is there, I don't know if you want to open it up for questions or if you just
Sure. So I think most everybody is muted at this point. So if you could unmute yourselves, or if you dialed in on the phone, hit *6. We want to allow you all to ask Amy and Tara any questions you may have, or even myself and the rest of the team. So if you're on Zoom, hit the little microphone that's next to the camera. Make sure it doesn't have a line going through it. And if you're on the phone, hit *6 to unmute yourselves to ask your questions. Yes.
I got kicked out a lot of times, so I missed a lot of what was said.
Okay.
So you're gonna have what was said put into the newsletter and sent out to us?
Yes, so everything was recorded, so we'll have the YouTube link that we'll share later. But okay, the guides that show you how to use the app will be mailed with your newsletter, and then we'll also send out the link where you can go and download the app directly.
Oh, okay, great.
Thank you.
Sorry you were having difficulties, Ms. Jackson.
I was. It was just kicking me out just because of it.
Oh man. That's technology for you though. It will do that sometimes. Somebody is driving with us in their lap, and I'm not sure who that is.
All right, I'm sorry, that's me. And I'll try to I turned off the mute.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. I have you on the phone, but then are you on a Galaxy?
No, I'm not. No.
Okay.
No,
I don't think that's you then. It's someone that's on a Galaxy. I was just trying to make sure we had them documented as being here. So we'll figure it out. Well, anybody else have questions for Amy or Tara while they're still with us?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I was wondering, I just had to do a Zoom with my doctor, and my phone yesterday wouldn't let me go into the link to do the survey. So how do I do that? What's going on?
So the doctor sent you a certain link to answer some questions afterwards?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, to go ahead and get the survey done, I would definitely just call the doctor's office and tell them that you weren't able to access that.
Okay.
It would depend on what it may be, that it was some kind of secure link and maybe there was a setting on your phone or something like that. Usually you should be able to click on it and it would take you into, your internet browser. So either Google Chrome or Safari, depending on what kind of device you're on. But yeah, I would definitely just tell the doctor you weren't able to access that. But yeah, that they're all so tricky, and every one of them, like I said, everything's different that each doctor used. They really haven't decided on one thing that works. So they're all using these different things, and we're having to figure them out.
Oh, okay then. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Anybody else have questions?
I just want to tell Ms. Amy, thank you for sharing this information with us, because I have had the need to scan some documentations, and I still do. I start working on it, but thank you very much for sharing this information with us.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm telling you, the best part of that information is going to be propping your arm on the paper towel roll. it's just the perfect height to keep your arm still. And, no matter how steady you think you are, when you start trying to take a picture or scan like that, your hand is shaking. And you definitely have to practice with. You have to practice with it, though. Yeah,
I appreciate that tip, because I've been taking pictures while sitting on the couch with the documentation on the couch as well. Mm-hmm. So I appreciate that tip very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Of course, I'm glad it's helpful for you.
That was helpful for me too, Amy. I tend to scan documents and stuff, and the link that you sent, I think we're going to show them the video in a minute from y'all's YouTube page that walks through that. But I had watched that and I was like, oh, I probably should try that because my scans are not always that great either. So I also learned something too, y'all.
Yeah, our friend Jonna is she's actually the first one that introduced that, and we all just kind of cracked up when she was like, okay, I've got something very special here, and it was like a paper towel roll, and and I mean it's genius, but yeah, she gave us that tip, and it does seem to work the best of any other things we've tried, and everybody's got it, right? Well, unless it was the beginning of the pandemic and we can't find paper towels or toilet paper, but yeah, something that most people have around their house.
Right. And again, September is disaster preparedness month as well. And so just be thinking about too, that some of those documents that's paper in your house that if should a disaster hit that you would need and you don't want to lose, even pictures, y'all. I have gone through and scanned old pictures, like when I go to my dad's house and my grandparents' house, and those photos that you just, you want to hold on to and don't want to lose. I scan those too. So I always have a digital copy of them, in case something were to happen. You don't want to lose that type of stuff. So this is another way that this could benefit you in your personal lives. I think it would definitely be helpful for us, not just with your timesheets, but every time you get a new insurance card, you don't have to worry about going to the mail to mail it to us. You could just take a scan of it and send it to us. If you get a new driver's license, take a scan of it, send it to us. In December, when we're asking you all to send us your new Social Security award letters for 2022, you could take a scan of it and send it to us without having to make sure you got an extra copy and putting it in the mail. Like, this will make a lot of things easier. I know it's probably a little daunting because you may not know how to use it that way, but we're gonna be patient with yourselves. We're not expecting you to all hang up off the phone today and be experts. We'll be patient and walk you through it, but we hope that you'll be open to it as well.
Yeah. Yes. And when we first introduced it to the first group that we really did this with, one of the gentlemen in there shared with me, that he is he's legally blind, so he uses public transportation, and he said before, every month to scan or every 2 weeks, whatever it was for his timesheet, he had to get an Uber or Metrolift, go to like a Kinko's or somewhere where he could pay to scan the document and then email it. And he said, do you realize you've saved me hours and money, and to know that can make such a big difference. I mean, it really is a very small tool that can do a lot of things for you and really help you and shortcut a lot of things that you need to get done. So, we love to share it, and we're happy to walk through it again. I mean, as many times as it takes. We can walk through exactly step by step on an Android and then also on an iPhone. We can, whatever we need to do to help people get it downloaded.
Well, and if you'll remember back in the day when you had to have certain equipment to be able to make a scan, or like Amy just mentioned, that gentleman that was having to go and pay at FedEx or Kinko's or Office Depot, one of those places, to have them scan something, it's right in your pocket now. And with that, you can also have all of those things that Melanie mentioned, whether it's a business card or a driver's license, or even some of those reward cards, or all of the business cards that we collect. I know sitting in a stack in my car, I had just a ton of business cards. And one day I was like, do I even use these? Okay, the ones that I use, I'm going to scan, and I'm going to throw out the rest of them. So think of all the ways that you can use it. And I love how Melanie mentioned hurricane preparedness, because back in the day, I know in my church, we're really big on going through our list and going through all of the things to make sure you have everything ready. And back in the day, they used to say, put it on a flash drive, scan it and put them all on a flash drive, and keep that flash drive handy. Well, it's really nice to just have it right in
Yeah.
your phone, so you don't have to think about what was on this flash drive or where was that important
Right.
little stick again. So
Yeah, definitely. Well, we appreciate you having us, Melanie. I know we've kind of gone a little bit over here, but we love sharing. Thank you again. And anything we can do, we're happy to, to meet with you regularly if you want to, if you can make room for us, even just to answer questions or something at the end of each meeting. We're happy to do whatever we can to accommodate you and to help out.
Thank you so much, ladies. We really appreciate you taking the time with us today.
You're welcome. It was so great to see everybody. And I'm going to send you an email with all those links as soon as we hang up.
Perfect. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Tara.
You're welcome. Thanks, guys. Y'all have a great rest of
Thank
your week.
you.
Thank you.
You as well. You as well.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Be
you.
careful.
You're
Be safe.
welcome. Bye-bye. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
All righty. We're gonna keep it moving to be mindful of everybody's time. Was there any follow-up or questions before we move to the next topic?
No, ma'am, but I do have a quick announcement to make.
Can you hold the announcements until a little later?
On the end.
If I can remember, yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, please try to remember.
Write it down. Write it down.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's good. That's
You
Yep.
can write it down.
good.
Oh, wait.
I have a question, Melanie, but I'll wait till after you finish, because you might be finna tell us about it anyway.
Well, okay, all right, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
There's something going on in the background.
Hey everyone, I'm Jonna with Easter Seals of Greater Houston. I'm with the Bridging Apps program, and today I'm broadcasting live to talk about a tech tip. I'm going to mention a couple of household items that might make scanning documents at home a little bit easier. Sometimes we're doing things from home where we have to send documents scanned to the doctor, to an office, maybe to work. There's a lot of situations now where we're being asked, scan this and email it to us, or something of that matter. So you might be asked to scan your ID, it's ID size, not exactly an ID, a document, and they are specific in saying it can't be a picture, it has to be a scan. One of the tasks that's hard with that is it's not easy to hold your phone still for long enough to make sure that your scan is not blurry if you're using your phone. You might have a home scanner, but if you don't, there's an app for that. I'll get a couple of links in the comments so you can take a look at some of our favorites. Meanwhile, I'm just going to share some tips that I like to use to make sure that my documents are sharp and in focus. Just for example, I've got a paper here, lots of small words, so moving around might be hard for it to stay in focus. One thing I like to use is a box cereal. I've got my document right here. I'm going to move this way a little bit.
Melissa,
So
can you
I'm
pause
using
really
this
quickly?
to
Sure.
hold my arms so that I don't.
Are you all able to see and hear the video that's playing?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Maybe I'm the only one then.
Okay.
Because all I see is just you and two more people. That's it. Can't do a thing.
You may need to scan put your finger on your screen and swipe to the right.
Okay.
Try that and see if you can see the video. I'm sorry, everyone. Go ahead, Melissa.
Don't have to depend on just my arms. I'm using this to stay steady. So once I have my app open to scan, I can hold my hand steady, no shaking, no moving around, and my scan will come out sharp and clear. Another household item I like to use is just a chair. if I put my document, I'm gonna try to speak as loudly as possible. If I've got my document on the bottom of the chair, I can use the back to rest my hands here. That way, again, I'm not shaking around too much and I'm nice and steady. My camera is steady. That way I can make a nice, sharp, clear scan of my document. This is a very short tip for today. Our tech tip was just on some household items you can use to make scanning a little bit easier. If you're doing telehealth and they ask, okay, you can have an appointment, but you need to send a copy of your insurance card first and your driver's license and some other kind of documents, fill this out, sign it, send it back. This is a great way to use your phone as your scanner. Again, I'm going to put some of our favorite apps for scanning in the comments. And if you find yourself ready to scan, these are some great tips on how to do that at home and make sure that your documents come out clear and sharp without being blurry. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time, everyone. Bye-bye.
So that was just to give you all some additional ideas. Besides the paper towel roll, you could use a cereal box, the back of a chair. I'm telling you, when I saw this, I was like, oh, that's really helpful because my scans don't always come out that great either. And I end up doing it multiple times. So the last scan I did use a cereal box. So
I think this is the same one.
okay, we can skip that one then and move on. And maybe we can send these in text as well.
Yeah, I think it's the same one.
Do you all see the benefit or the this being useful for you, not just for our program, but in other ways in your life to be able to scan these documents and keep track of it?
Yes.
Yes.
Very helpful.
Very.
Yes.
Yes, very.
Awesome. Well, like I said, as we continue down this path, if you all run into challenges, please use us as resources. Give us a call. We'll try to walk you through it. Or if we even need to set up a time to come by and visit you or have you come to the office to kind of help you out, we're willing to do that because we see the benefit in it as well. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, especially when I used to try and scan checks to the bank. It was terrible.
Oh yeah.
They were always taken.
All right, next slide, Melissa. Just want to remind you all that, so here's a few reminders. The 5th of the month, please mail your timesheets in by the 5th. So today is the 9th. If you still have an August timesheet, you're late. Go ahead and put it in the mail, or I'm going to send out the text with this Genius Scan app today. Go ahead and download it, scan that timesheet, and send it to us. No, but go ahead and get those into us. Even if you don't have a client, sign your name on the timesheet and mail it to us. We need everyone to sign and send a timesheet to us. And we want you all to try to get those into us by the 5th of every month, okay? And then the next thing on the agenda is Meals on Wheels. You know, we've talked about this with you guys pretty consistently for the last few times we've met. We have had 9 people express interest to us about delivering meals. And I just wanted to stress that for those of you who don't have a client that you can potentially return home to their home, this is the other option to earn you some additional hours. Because honestly, y'all, phone calls is not going to get you many hours in a whole month. And at the end of this month, September 30th, the temporary pay allowance comes to an end. So beginning October 1st, you will only be paid based on the hours you serve. So if you're only making phone calls right now, you're not quite ready to go back in the home, or you're not approved to go back in the home, Meals on Wheels is another way that you can serve to earn more hours so that you can get a decent stipend check, okay? So right now we've only got 9 people that have expressed an interest in training to deliver meals. So I'm hoping that after this call, Melissa will get more calls letting her know, hey, I want to deliver meals, because come October 1st, I can't guarantee one that we're going to have everybody back in homes, because you all know that placements take some time, and getting you all back in homes is going to take some time. So October 1, in order for you to be serving and earn hours, this is another opportunity for you all to do so. Melissa, anything you want to add? You or Constance?
Does anybody have any questions about delivery?
I do.
Okay.
Like I live in Arlington. What areas would you be able to deliver meals?
More than likely, Miss Flores, for you, it would probably be Grand Prairie, Irving. We probably could find some locations in those areas for you. But because we're working with VNA, they cover Dallas County and not Tarrant County. So we'll still have to be in Dallas County, but we could look and see if there's areas in Grand Prairie or Irving for you to deliver.
Oh, okay.
And the routes are based where you live. So, except for Ms. Flores, but everybody else that's in Dallas County, they are based on where you live. So it's in your radius of home. So it's not like you're going to go clear across town to deliver, unless you really want to and have a bigger zone. But most of it's in your geographic area.
Melissa, what about Collin County?
Well,
I
haven't heard anything.
I don't think they have it in Collin County, but we can always look and see. That would be a great.
They do have a Meals on Wheels, but the VNA that we're working with particularly is in Dallas County.
I have never been contacted.
We're keeping a list, Miss Goodwin, of who's already expressed interest. I believe your name is on it because you told us earlier that you want to be do this.
Melanie.
Yes, ma'am, Miss Hunter.
No, that's Jackie. She ain't heard nothing.
Miss Hunter. Well, those of you who have already told us that you're interested, we have your name on a list. And so we're meeting with VNA this afternoon to solidify orientation and all of that. So you all will be hearing more if you've already expressed an interest. My main point is that we've only had about 9 people express an interest. And so I'm hoping to increase that number.
I have talked to Melissa, but she hasn't gotten back with me.
About what?
Yes.
I have ready, Ms. Hunter?
I think their sound is delayed.
Okay,
so,
yeah, we already spoke about it and you were on the list.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I have Ms. Goodwin and Ms. Hunter. We both of us, all 3 of us have spoken and have you on the list.
Okay.
So
then go ahead, Melissa.
Oh, that was it. Just, again, like Melanie said, this is just another option for you to earn some hours starting in October. So just give me a call if you're interested so that we can have a kind of a good idea, because we will be starting training and start the ball moving on this.
Melissa, can you tell us if our name's on the list?
Yeah, I don't think I have you, Ms. Smith. Would you be interested?
It doesn't say you turned it in.
Yeah, I can put you on there.
Okay.
Melissa, can I come to training even though they don't have it in Collin County? But I know they have Meals on Wheels, so they might eventually get with VNA. So can I still come to the training?
Absolutely, Ms. Brooks. Yes.
Okay.
All right. So,
Melissa, do you have me on that list?
Who is this?
That's Miss Kelly.
Ms. Juanita Kelly? Yeah, I can add you on there.
Okay. So what I don't want to take this time up for everybody else.
So yeah, just go ahead and call me after the meeting and let me know.
Melissa, I've contacted you twice. Is my name on there? Lillian Henry?
Yes, ma'am, I have it on here.
All right.
So before we keep calling out names, if you want to know if your name's on the list, please follow up with Melissa after the call, okay? Or if you want to add your name to the list, please follow up with Melissa after the call.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, you should have received a newsletter. We're just going to hit some highlights on the newsletter. Again, make sure you're reading your newsletter because it does count towards 1 hour training.
Yeah.
We are going to, instead of weekly cafes, which we'll hit in just a little bit, we're going to go to monthly, once a month. So we will have those dates and we will send those in text, and I'll have those dates solidified in the next newsletter. We did a special, Miss Cornell, we highlighted, and Miss Smith we highlighted, so definitely read their bios. There is just a quick little recipe from the Sunshine Committee. Again, we went over Genius Scan. We will send those information out to you. Again, national preparedness. So this having those scans done will have a great way for being prepared. And then just kind of some highlights, you know, have water, stuff like that. With the season changing, you want to make sure you have what you need. There's a list that FEMA put out, so make sure you just kind of go over that list and make sure you have, you know, your prescriptions, and making sure that you have the RX numbers and stuff like that, so that in case something happens, you have it. And then there was a consumer emergency broadband benefit that you can actually give money back. I mean, it goes towards your internet. So if you're interested, definitely contact them, and there's a way to do it online, and there's a way that you can actually contact through the provider itself. So make sure if you think you can be eligible for that, definitely look into that. And then these are some of the ones that are in partnership with it. We are partnering with Senior Planet, so we will be having some classes. They are starting up. Make sure you sign up for those classes if you're interested. Here's the direct number, the telephone number, and the direct email if you're interested in some classes. And then Money Smart as well. And then of course we had our puzzles and everything that we do. And again, remember that we are in the red. So be safe when you're going out, wear your mask, try to be home as much as you can, stay safe, but definitely we are still in the red. So definitely be safe in that aspect. Then we had our historical facts. So it was mostly information about preparedness, scans, you know, make sure you have everything that you need.
Okay.
All right, and I hope everybody's read the newsletter by now. The next newsletter will have your timesheet for September. So newsletter and timesheet will be included in your next newsletter. So that's how we're gonna do it. I'm gonna send them. I'm gonna send them monthly to. I mean, for October, I'm gonna send them to you monthly, so that you won't lose them or anything like that. So you'll have it every month. It'll come with your newsletter.
Okay.
Okay.
Anybody have any questions? Here are the monthly cafes. So we will have one tomorrow, and then we'll have one in October, and then Friday, November 19th and December 17th. We'll have those. They'll be the same time, 10 o'clock. So we will just go to monthly.
And just a reminder, y'all, that's time for you all to just join and have, you know, free time to talk with one another. Since we aren't able to meet once a month in person yet, we wanted to create space for you all to just talk and catch up, because a lot of times when we get on these calls, we've got an agenda there's stuff that we, want to share with you all and update you on. And there's not that automatic time for you all just to catch up and see how your fellow companions and your friends are doing. And so we wanted to create space for you all just to get on and hear from each other, to check in, to pray for one another, to know what's going on in each other's lives. And so I really encourage you all to join if you can. The next one will be tomorrow at 10 a.m. It's the same number. So you dial in or you use the same link that you joined today at 10 a.m. to get on and just chat with your fellow companions. All right, next slide, Melissa.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so everybody knows what's coming up this Saturday. It's the 20th anniversary of 9/11, and pretty much everybody knows where they were when 9/11 happened. So, there were 2,977 lives lost. 344 were firefighters, 71 were law enforcement, and there were 55 that were in the Pentagon, and then all souls were lost in Flight 93. So I just want to take a moment of silence. So if you can mute your phone, if possible, we're just going to take a moment of silence because this has devastated our nation, and now more than ever, we need to remember what our nation has been through. So if you can bow your heads and take a moment of silence. Thank you, everybody. Again, like they said, we'll never forget. So I just want to thank you for honoring those people by providing a moment of silence.
Ms. Jackson, here's a time for you to share what your announcement.
Okay. Miss Verna, Sunshine Committee President, lost her sister-in-law Monday, and she's going to be funeralized and cremated today at 3. And her name was Carolyn Spellman, I think she told me. Okay. Either Carolyn Spellman or Carolyn Spells, one of the two. I can't remember now.
Miss Verda, you're on the line, right?
She was, yes.
There she is. Miss
Oh,
Verda, I'm so sorry. Sorry for your loss, Miss Verda.
Okay, thank you.
And could you confirm her name for us so we can all be praying for you and the rest of your loved ones? Kathy Spells.
Spells, okay.
Thank you, Miss Jackson and Miss Mabry. We send our condolences to you. In that same vein, I have to share with you all that we lost another companion.
Oh no.
Mr. Jones passed away on Saturday.
Oh
my God.
Oh. We just learned of this yesterday evening. That he passed away on Saturday at his home. And so definitely ask that you all will lift up his family, his loved ones. Mr. Jones has been a long time volunteer with the program, and this is very difficult news for us to share with you all. And I hate to close the meeting on this note, but I wanted to make sure that you all were aware of that. And I know many of you were very close with him and had gotten a chance to know him. and
Yes,
to
it
love him
is.
like the rest of us. And so that's really all that we had to share from a program standpoint. But I want to leave the line open for those of you who may want to stay on and have a moment just to kind of process that news, or to share memories, or to talk about him. At this point, I don't have information about final arrangements or memorial services, but we will absolutely share that with you all when we receive that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Do we know
Thank you.
what caused his demise?
Don't know at this point. I just know that on Saturday, they found him at his house.
Okay.
You live alone, Melanie?
Yes.
Yeah, we worked together at the center. I know him a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have too. You know.
Yeah. So I'm really sorry to share that news with you all today, and to kind of leave on that note. But I do want to take some time and space to honor him, and and to allow you all space to process this news. And so if you're not quite ready to hang up, then please stick around with us for a little while. And then, like I said, as soon as we know more details and more information, we will share that with you all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Oh my goodness.
I would like to hang around, but I got to go. I'm at work, so
It's okay. I understand, Ms. Jackson. And
Yeah,
you know, if you want to talk later, call us. You know, give us a call. I know it's been a tough morning. So
okay. Okay. Yeah, have a blessed day.
Okay.
You
Thank
too.
you, Ms. Jackson.
Y'all have a blessed day.
I'm gonna have to leave and fix my daughter some lunch, the one that has.
Okay.
Oh, Melanie, you weren't in when I announced that I'm not at home. I'm with my daughter. She had surgery.
Okay. Okay. So you're
But
caregiving.
Yeah, but I still talk with my client each day. And my client told me yesterday that she's a cancer survivor. So she was telling me that they had found some spots on her liver. So we gotta lift her up in prayers.
What's her name again?
Her name is Ethel Quarles.
Ethel Qualls. If y'all will add Ms. Qualls to your prayer list as well, those who are still on.
Okay. And Melanie, I want to ask you, was that the only gentleman that was there that set up at the, I didn't know him, Mr. Jones?
Yes, he's our only male volunteer in the program.
Okay. I know him. Yeah, I remember him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is really, okay. Okay, can we log off then?
You can, yes.
Okay, well, we'll see you
Melanie,
next time.
I have something to say. This is Verda.
Go ahead, Miss.
Oh, hi, Verda, and I want to speak to Verda. You remember me? Hey, Verda.
Yeah.
Hey.
Lillian. It's Lillian.
Yes, ma'am.
I remember
How you doing?
I'm good. And I'm sorry to hear about your sister-in-law, okay?
Yes, thank you. Melanie,
Well, I'm leaving. This is Dorothy.
the reason why I wasn't on, I'm thinking it was at 11. However, my sister-in-law passed Monday, and my brother, he had 2 strokes, and he's not able to do himself. So I've been trying. I have to try to find a place to live.
Mm-hmm.
And I had gotten out early this morning to go into these apartments and trying to see if they take, the low income apartments.
Right.
So
Yes, ma'am.
pray, y'all, I need prayer. It's a lot. It's a lot. He has to be out of that apartment in 3 weeks. So I'm trying my best to help him. And he can't do too much for himself. Kathy did everything for him, so now, he's just kind of depending on me and my brother to try to help him.
I got you. Well, I added your name to the list as well, Miss Maple.
I appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, Melanie.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, Miss Flores.
If I take the COVID test, which I did, because I got sick last week, do I have to send you the results?
No, you don't have to send us the results.
Okay, because I'm thinking about getting the shot. I didn't want it to, but I think I better do it.
Well, I'm glad you're thinking about it, and as a way to protect yourself and lessen your risk. But if you do decide to go that route, please let us know. Okay, you do decide to get it.
Okay.
Melody,
Miss Martin, go ahead.
you know my heart is heavy.
Yeah, I know, Miss Martin.
And Miss Thibodeau passed it too this morning.
Oh no, did she?
Yes.
Oh man.
So I got a double whammy.
I'm sorry, Miss Martin.
Yeah. And I love Mr. Jones.
Yeah.
And I love Miss Thibodeau too. You know how I love Miss Thibodeau. And both of them. But
I'm so sorry.
just pray for me. Because my heart is very heavy today.
I know. Well, I added you to the list as well, Miss Martin.
Okay. All right.
And Miss Martin, if you hear before you hear from us, if you find out anything about final arrangements for Mr. Jones, will you let us know?
Okay, I will.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Melanie.
Yes.
This is Tricia Cornell.
Uh-huh.
I was Ash Hours have felt for me. We had a family member of last week. His name is Donnie Hurst.
Okay. Got you down, Miss Cornell.
Was in prayer.
Will do.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Melanie, can I call you when we hang up?
Yes, I'll give you. I have something right after this, but I'll give you a call as soon as I can, Miss Watson.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Is Melissa still on?
I am.
Did you get any of my emails for interested in the VA? I mean the Meals on Wheels?
Nope, I did not.
Oh, really? Every time I've sent you a message.
Yeah, I don't have it because I would have put your name on there.
The first time I did, yeah, I've sent you, I think it's 2 emails already, and I sent you another one today.
Okay. I will double check, but I have you on there.
But also, Melanie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. One of my calling ladies, the one that I call Mrs. Woodson.
Mm-hmm.
Keep her family in prayer as well. Her grandson was shot in the head, and she's been dealing with that. So she calls me like every other day, to talk, just to talk, So I've been trying to encourage her as much as possible, but just put her on the prayer list.
Will do. Well, y'all, we're just hanging out here. If you all wanted to just share space, if there's no other updates, so if you want to drop off, you can.
Okay, then. Thank you. I'm dropping off.
Okay, Ms. Watson, I'll give you a call a little later.
Okay.
Have a good weekend.
Thank you. Same to you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Someone's on with the phone number 972-754-9509. I'm not sure who that is.
That's Constance.
Oh,
Melanie,
okay, Constance.
I'm leaving.
Okay, bye-bye, Miss Smith.
That's Constance. Okay.
Is Miss Art? Is Miss Arts on here?
She is, yes.
I know Miss Arts was really close to Mr. Jones, and they would ride together and do different things together. So,
She's still on the line. She's muted. Miss Ards, can you hit *6 on your phone? Miss Ards?
Okay.
There she
hey,
is.
Miss Arts. Hey, Miss Arts.
What was the question?
I just wanted to mention you because I know that you were really close with Mr. Jones.
No, I was. But I don't see him. I haven't seen him in over a week.
Miss Arts, did you hear the update that we just shared about Mr. Jones?
No, what?
We found out last night that or yesterday evening that he passed away on Saturday.
Leon Jones?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, Lord, are you serious?
Yes, ma'am.
He wasn't sick. I mean,
Well,
he was still coming up to the census.
Yeah, he was.
What did he die from?
We don't know yet. His son said they haven't found out the cause of death yet, but he will keep in contact with us.
And I was looking for his car yesterday and today. And I said, he ain't come up here. But I couldn't get him on my phone.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So I'll have to let Andrew know because he always asks about it.
Yeah.
This is Miss Purefoy.
I'm Miss
I'm
Purefoy.
by a train. All right. I'm by a train, so you can block me out. It's a train.
That's okay. Miss Purefoy, the meeting is actually over. We are just
Melanie.
Hold on real quick, Miss Arts. Miss Purefoy, the meeting's
Melanie.
actually over. We're just kind of closing things out right now. So
Oh, the meeting wasn't at 11:30?
no, it's at 10 o'clock this morning.
Oh, they changed it again? It's not on the paper. No, it's 11:30 to 12:30.
That was that was a week before.
That's something else.
That was August
Yeah.
26th.
So what do I do?
You
I'm
could
on
just
my
hang
way
up
over there.
and watch the recording later. We'll send out the link for the
'cause
recording later.
I'm on my way over there for a class.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Melanie,
Yes, ma'am.
will you all put me in the list for Meals on Wheels?
Sure. Melissa, will you add Miss Flores?
Already did.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Miss Arts, did you have
Yes.
another question?
I just wanted the information about Mr. Leon Jones.
We don't have services or information about that just yet, but as
No,
soon
I
as
was just
we
saying,
do.
When you get it, would you let me know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Melanie, this is Miss Hamlet.
Hi, Miss Hamlet.
Did you check with that lady yet?
I have not yet.
Okay.
The lady you're calling, that's correct. That's what we're referring to, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure.
Okay, Melanie, I'm fixing to leave.
Okay.
So you all have a great day.
You too.
Well, Melanie, you give me a personal call later when you get time.
I sure will, Miss Arts.
All right, I appreciate that.
Okay.
Oh, I can't get over that. I can't believe he's gone.
I know.
Yeah, can't either.
And he had just said last Thursday he would go out there with me to see Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't make it, right? And I haven't heard from him since.
Yeah.
Because I thought I'd see him today, and he would tell me that he wanted to go out there, because Andrew is at the house on Thursdays
Tuesdays and Thursdays the only time we can go and visit because they take him to the center.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, but oh, that just shocked me.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I don't know. I won't hold you.
I'll give you a call later, Miss Arts.
All right, because I need to know some more about my pay, what I'm supposed to do. I didn't get all that yesterday. I mean, when they had the meeting. So when you call me, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
All right, then. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Arts.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, y'all, we're going to close the line out.
Hello? Melanie?
Yes.
Hello? Can you hear me, baby?
I can hear you. This is Constance.
Oh, hi, sweetie. This is Miss Johnson. I was just calling my hellos and goodbyes and love to everybody. You know, we get attached to each other, so it's almost family, you know, just being in the senior sources with everybody. And it's good to stay in contact any way we can. And I think I want to give y'all kudos. You've done a great job of keeping us together. And I want to thank you. Mm-hmm.
Thank you very
much. Okay, sweetie.
All right, you take care.
All righty, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Melanie?
Hold on, let me get this one. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay.
Okay, so just us?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, did Melanie get off?
Mm-mm. She just has her screen off.
Oh, okay. I couldn't get back on. I kept trying to get back to the link and it couldn't get back on, so I just dialed in so I could at least listen.
That's weird.
Yeah.